Just wanted to do a quick update on the car. I've got a couple people ask about it, how it turned out, and everything. So, um, I'm not sure where I left off last, and I just kind of got bored with making the videos. I don't normally do that. So, um, crap quality, crap audio, all that stuff. Sorry, but okay. So my car, the kit I installed was called a Speed Force Racing single turbo kit. Found it online, thought it looked good. I thought I wanted to use the factory front bumper, kind of have a sleeper look. So I liked how the intercooler um, worked with that bumper, but I made a lot of mistakes, and I'm sure a lot of people do when you're trying to turbo a car that was not designed from the factory to have a turbo, trying to make a car that's not really fast. You dump a shit ton of money, and you don't always end up with what you had hoped for. But it turned out okay. But I got frickin' I don't know, 25,000 in this thing easy. So I rebuilt the engine completely, complete long block, um, cams, all that good stuff. The turbo kit, like I said, was Speed Force Racing. I would not recommend it at all. If you want to do the single turbo, which I don't recommend, but if you want to do it, I would go with the Soho kit. They're in North Carolina. They know their shit. Their kit is quality. After I put the kit on originally with the stock engine, I took it to Soho to have it tuned. It didn't want to make boost very well at all, but it did eventually, and it made 400 horsepower ish roughly on the stock engine, and I ran it for about a year. Had some trouble here and there, but eventually I wanted to redo the engine and get the full potential out of that Garrett turbo. If I remember, it's the GTX 2335R or something like that. Great turbo. So rebuilt the engine, got an AAM fuel return system, and installed it. It was junk. You could not regulate the pressure at all. They used way too small of a return line for the fuel. The pressure, the fuel pressure gauge that came with the kit was leaking. The regulator was damaged. I sent both of those, mailed them to AAM because they're in Annapolis. I'm in Maryland. Why I kind of went with them. Thought, they're close enough by. Never heard from them again. Tried to call, could not get any response. So, sorry AAM, but F you, man. Fuck that. That's ridiculous. Soho took care of the fuel return for me. They, installed the proper size fuel return line. The intercooler from Speed Force Racing was only a year old, and I was only ever pushing maybe 4 or 5 pounds of boost through it. And when I took it down to Soho after my engine rebuild for the tune, they could not make any boost pressure. And the reason being, the intercooler leaked. So, from Speed Force Racing, I got a brand new intercooler, thousands of dollars, that with a core leak too. It wasn't like somewhere that could be welded. It was the core. They did a smoke test and sent me video, and and it leaked. So I had Soho just make me. I can't remember if it was stage 1 intercooler. It's good for I think like 700 horsepower, and I'm glad I did. It is pretty. Let's see if I can get a shot. The sun's not out, so it's kind of hard. But in the sunlight, that thing is pretty. Of course, I changed the front bumper to get the proper airflow across that intercooler, but it did work with the stock bumper, but not as well as this one. So that's where I was at. Had to relocate the um, let's see, I'm sorry, it's going back a few years now, and had to relocate the wastegate uh, from the oh shit, drawing a blank, from the turbo kit that I bought, Speed Force Racing. The wastegate was only on one bank of the 6 cylinders, and it wasn't in a very good place, and so I ended up relocating it, and I did that myself, and it is down in, where did I put it? I just have it dumping to atmosphere. It's right below the turbo. I went with the Turbo Smart, and that worked well. There's the fuel pressure gauge, my engine bay. Got some Z1 goodie hoses to pretty it up. Of course, the plenum spacer. Oh, the other thing, the blow-off valve from Speed Force Racing, again, it was garbage. Now, I can't really blame that on them, because it was more or less this brand, what is it, Synapse, wastegate and blow-off valve, both were garbage. Keep it simple, go with tried and true Turbo Smart products. They're the best, in my opinion, from what I know. Still have a crummy eBay oil catch can. I need to get rid of that and get a proper one. Soho Motorsports makes an excellent catch can setup. Fits in there beautifully, and I think it even eliminates like some reservoir tanks and kind of integrates everything all into one. Final numbers on like 10-ish PSI of boost, it makes about I think it's 550 something, right around there, 530 to 550 torque and horsepower. So it rips pretty good. But I do mostly road racing type stuff, so I could turn it up, but another mistake I made when building the engine, I didn't opt for the L16 head studs, and that was stupid. I mean, the extra whatever, my engine builder said, oh, you don't need it, because these, of course I upgraded the head studs to a better brand, but I didn't get the larger L16 ones, because he told me at the time I didn't need them. Would have been an extra maybe $100 or $200, and when you're spending $20,000, what's $200 for some insurance? Or else I could turn the boost up to 15 or whatever and make much more horsepower, and I may be able to do that anyways, but I'd rather keep it together, keep it safe, and 550 is plenty for what I use it for. So that's where I'm at. If you have any questions, it's early in the morning here, so I'm not going to fire it up and piss the neighbors off. They're good people. If you have any questions, go ahead and hit them in the comments. I'll try to check them a little more often than I was. But yeah, if that helps, go with Soho for your turbo kits. Z1 also, it was good. Z1 Motorsports, they were helpful, and their parts are quality as far as I can tell personally. But yeah, good luck. If you want to turbo one of these things, 350Z, G35, I wouldn't recommend it. Just run it naturally aspirated. They handle great. If you want to put them on the track, they're not made to be a drag car. I mean, you can make them a drag car, but you're going to have a ton of money. So use them for what they are. Have fun with them. But don't, get a faster platform if you want to make it fast. So That's the best advice I can give. Good luck, guys. Have fun.